so serious. Hey guys, it's your girl Alexi with another Fly movie review. This time we will be reviewing The Joker. I know, I am so sorry for just not getting this review out. I am trying to catch up on all my reviews. The movies just keep churning out, so I am trying to catch up. I got my notes here that I will be referring to occasionally. Got my unicorn chapstick here because got so much talking. I don't want my little ashy lips to be on film, so got the notes, got the chapstick. Let's get into it. So, for those of you who have not seen The Joker, this is a very different movie, which I loved. It is a origin story about a villain, which is rarely done, and has very little to do with Batman at all. And it's really great because we've never seen this happen before, where there is an origin story or a story just focused on the villain. The story starts in Gotham City, aka New York City, and Arthur is a very troubled young man. He is trying to take care of his mom and trying to make ends meet. He's a struggling comedian, and anyone in LA or New York can tell you that struggle is real, okay? Trying to make ends meet and pay for everything to just live. So what he does is he's one of those little clowns that stands outside with the little sign that says, "Eat here," or "Shop here." He tries to do his comedy, at the same time take care of his ailing mother, and just try to make all the ends meet. And he suffers from this hysterical laughter that breaks out at any time, and which is a real condition, and it's called pseudopubar. I think it's called that, but short PBA. And it's a condition that usually people exhibit if they've had some kind of brain trauma, which after that sign hit him in the face and he fell to the ground when he was like running from the guys. I don't know if you guys seen it all, but it's in the trailer. So anyways, from that hit, yeah, you're gonna have some brain trauma, okay? Anyways, so the story follows Arthur Fleck. And Arthur Fleck really wants to become a comedian. However, he also has a lot of just mental issues. He meets with, like, it looks like a city-appointed psychologist, and she really doesn't care. She's just there to collect a check from him. And he gets really frustrated because every time he comes in there, he's always like, you know, trying to tell her and express to her that he's got some serious issues. However, she's just like, whatever, we're gonna go ahead and write you a prescription, make sure you're taking your medication. So anyways, quick note, and I don't think anyone has mentioned this yet, but he is ambidextrous, not ambidextrous. Ambidextrous important. I will tell you why it's important. Let me look at my notes here because this is key. So people who are ambidextrous often have a condition called synesthesia. And synesthesia is a condition which one sense, such as sight, can be perceived simultaneously by one or additional senses, such as sound. So these type of people, ambidextrous people, can see sound, if that makes sense. And this is because, or they can hear light. And the reason why this is so important is, and the reason why they have this is because ambidextrous people have equal or symmetry hemisphere brains. Now, you're probably like, get to the point. This is also important because people who are ambidextrous also carry the LRRTM1 gene, which is often linked to schizophrenia. And we see that with the Joker, with the development of the Joker. So there's Arthur Fleck, and you know, he's your everyday, you know, down on his luck guy trying to make things work out. And then you see the Joker persona emerging as this movie continues. So people who are ambidextrous are also carry that LRRTMI1 gene. Also, ambidextrous people suffer from mood swings. They are often awkward, and they get very angry easily, which is amazing. I don't know if Joaquin Phoenix did this on purpose. He's genius, because the same symptoms that are exhibited, that he exhibits in the movie, are very close to the same symptoms or personality traits that people who are ambidextrous would also exhibit. A lot of reason for the awkwardness, I cannot talk, in ambidextrous people is because of their symmetrical brain hemispheres. They don't process information the same way as someone who's like right dominant or left dominant. It kind of flows between, or information flows between both hemispheres pretty equally. So sometimes they have a hard time retaining information or learning information, and may suffer from learning disabilities. But back into the Joker review. So anyways, like as the movie goes on, we see that Arthur Fleck, it has all kinds of interpersonal or relationship issues with his co-workers, just with people in general. And he doesn't really become the Joker until the Wall Street guys tease and taunt him on the train. And that's when we see that transformation of the Joker persona really taking over, and Arthur Fleck kind of moving to the background and the Joker moving into the foreground. So I want to just take a moment here to say that when this movie first originally came out, I wasn't super excited about seeing it because I thought it was another like superhero kind of movie. However, it is not. And Joaquin Phoenix does a supreme job at playing and developing the Joker. For those of you who are not familiar with Joaquin Phoenix, he also was in Gladiator. And he is an extreme method actor. When he was playing Johnny Cash in Walk the Line, Johnny Cash suffered from alcoholism and drug use. And after he got done playing that role, he had to go check himself into rehab for alcoholism, because that's how dedicated this dude is to giving you a supreme performance. That is dedication. So it's extremely dangerous because, you know, actors are a vessel and they want to be able to bring these stories to you guys and bring and share this humanity with you. However, when you open yourself up so much, it takes a toll on you. It really takes a toll on you. But I really appreciate method actors because they bring it, and Joaquin Phoenix brought it. So I just had to make a little side note to say, I bow down to you, Joaquin Phoenix. You're so good. Plus, Joaquin Phoenix has a very interesting backstory. His family is just interesting in general. His brother was River Phoenix, and that's a whole story. If you don't know, go check it out. Learn a bit something about these actors, because they are interesting in themselves. I feel like the more I talk about this, the more I sink into the couch. But anyways, this movie suggests, as some comic book diehards have suggested, that Arthur Fleck is not the Joker that we see that in the Batman movies, that is Batman's arch nemesis. This movie opens up the possibility of Joker or Arthur Fleck being the catalyst for future Jokers. So Arthur Fleck is much older than Bruce Wayne, and there is a moment in the movie where Arthur Fleck meets Bruce Wayne, because there's this weird kind of thing, Arthur Fleck's mom used to work for Wayne Industries, and they had like a little affair, and he thinks that possibly, or it's strongly suggested in the movie, Arthur Fleck is Wayne, is the love child of Wayne and his mother. However, that is not confirmed, but through notes and letters that he finds from his mom, he puts this together. So there is a meeting of Bruce Wayne when he's little and Arthur Fleck, and Arthur Fleck is like 35 plus years old. So there's no way that as Bruce Wayne gets older and becomes the Batman that he's fighting Arthur Fleck. It just, the timelines don't mix. However, this movie does support the theory that Arthur Fleck is the catalyst for future Jokers. And those future Jokers then become Bruce Wayne, aka Batman's arch nemesis. Also, the Joker takes on so much more than just being a clown and just representing Arthur, or being his alternate personality. The Joker also represents anarchy in general. So it starts becoming like this movement, and it's a movement against a rebellion against the establishment, and it's not really wanting, or at least what I got from it, it's not really wanting to change anything. It's just straight up anarchy. And that's what the Joker and the clown persona becomes. So like I said, that makes total sense in the Batman movies, because a lot of the time in the Batman movies we see that it's just straight anarchy and just chaos and fighting against the establishment in general. So this movie syncs up. For people who say this movie don't sync up with the Batman actual like movies and stuff, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. It does. It does so much. This definitely leads up to it. Also, there's a Arthur Fleck as he becomes the Joker, or as the Joker emerges. He dances a lot, and I have a theory about why the Joker dances so much. I feel like he dances so much because it's a form of kind of like Tai Chi. It helps him become one with himself. It calms him. So that's why he does that. Also, I told you about that Cynthia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, where you see sound. I believe that he is having an experience that us right dominant or left dominant people don't understand, you know? So he's feeling and hearing the laughter on a whole different level than we're hearing and laughing. So he's feeling that, and that feeds the Joker persona. Are you guys with me? Still sticking with me? I haven't gone off the end yet, have I? If I have, let me know in the comments and get me back on track. At the end of the Joker movie, there is no more Arthur Fleck. The Joker persona has totally dominated our friend Arthur Fleck. Arthur Fleck has left the building and is never coming back, okay? So we see that at the very end of the film, he is talking to another court-appointed therapist or whatever, which I think is the same kind of court-appointed therapist in the beginning. And as you can tell, she's very uneasy, and she's like listening to him, and like he is so different from when he first came in there, because when he first met with her in the beginning of the movie, he was like trying to cooperate and be, you know, responsible. And this, at the end, he don't even care. And we see him walking away with bloody footprints, and just, you know, running away from the guards. And to me, yes, he killed her. He was totally over her in the beginning, and he's really over her at the end of the movie. Joker is in full effect, and now the legend of the Joker has been created. Also, brilliant mix in with the Joker when all chaos breaks out. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back a little bit. Sorry for you guys that have seen the movie, but I'm gonna back up a little bit. When Joker is in the police car and they're racing through the city and chaos has broken out, and we come to the Wayne family coming out of the theater, the origin story of Batman, coming out and going down the alley, and he gets stopped. I love how it's not Arthur Fleck that sticks up the family and kills the Wayne family, Bruce's dad and mom. It's a guy in a clown mask. So again, it all ties together. It all comes together, guys, in a nice, neat bow. By now, if you can't tell, I'm giving this movie not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but boom, 5 5 mics. This movie is brilliant. I don't know these people. Who are these people that keep giving this movie bad reviews? They're clearly not DC fans, DC comic fans, or a Batman fan. Like, what are you doing? I've always loved Batman and the Batman series. I grew up watching the animated Batman and just watching all the Batman movies. Fun fact, when my mom, when I was younger, had a daycare, we used to play Batman and Robin and all this kind of stuff. Anyways, I always played Catwoman because, of course, I'm bomb. I would make the perfect Catwoman. So anyways, in that iconic scene, there was this really cute boy named Aaron. All the girls loved him in my mom's daycare, and he was our same age. And we had to be no older than, what, I think 10 or 11. And we recreated the scene with Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman and Batman. There's a scene where they fall down and Catwoman's on top of him and she licks his face. Did that same scene and killed it. I recreated that and I killed it. And I think he's been in love with me ever since because that scene is just so hot. So, moral of the story is, don't let your kids play like house and dress up and all that kind of stuff, because they are really recreating and actioning out stuff that they actually seen in reality. So, or if you do let your kids play it, make sure they're not exposed to stuff that may be inappropriate for their ages, okay? I mean, I don't think the Catwoman scene was too inappropriate, but I did recreate it, and I thought it was hot, and I thought it was hot if I licked this guy's face, and I did, and in my mind, he's in love with me, so take that for what it is. I don't know. I understand why this movie was banned in Aurora, Colorado. This movie is very dark, which I think adds to the complexity and to the richness of the Batman origin story and the Batman series altogether. But I do understand the concerns that the citizens in Aurora had. This movie is about a troubled man who gets beat down by society, and he snaps and he goes on a killing spree and he kills people, and he feels justified in it because of what he's experienced as a man trying to just live in this world, you know? And while that's understandable and it makes for an interesting story for movies, I can see how someone could apply that to their lives. Maybe someone who's not being liked at school can apply that and say, and justify going to school and shooting up a school, or going to a movie theater and shooting up a movie theater. So I feel like this movie had some concerns. However, I don't think it is the responsibility of the studio or the actors or the production team to kind of make those judgment calls. You know, people in general are inundated with so much, you know, so I don't know what the right answer is, but I do understand their concerns, and I don't think it's wrong that they said that they don't want to play that movie there. It's just, it touches a little bit too close to home, and I get it. This movie's amazing, and I don't know why I thought it was going to be bad, because Joaquin Phoenix is amazing. He's such an amazing actor. I just should have assumed that it was going to be good because he was attached to the project. I was pleasantly surprised. I like this movie. I don't know what the critics are talking about. I thought it was extremely complex, great character development, great storyline. If you're a Batman fan and have followed the Batman story, or you used to read the Batman comic books, this is definitely something that I think you should be looking at, you know? It adds some texture to that Batman story. So go see it, go check it out. I love it. It's got my stamp of approval. So anyways, that's it for Fly Reviews. Until next time, always stay fly.